Google Maps is a really useful tool when it comes to organizing a search for a lost dog. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a Google map and how to use it so that your search can be more effective and hopefully bring your dog home quicker. This assumes that you already have a Google account and that you can get to Google Maps through your Apps menu. And when you do, when you're signed in, you should be seeing an interface something like this. Now this is the new Google Maps engine interface. You may be asked whether you want to use the new interface or the classic view. Choose the new interface so that everything I'm showing you on my screen in terms of menu options you'll be able to see on your screen. First thing we want to do once we get to Google Maps and we're signed in, you can tell by seeing your avatar in the top right hand corner that you're signed in, is to create a map. And it looks like you can't do much here on this until you actually roll over this empty window up here at the top left, and then you'll get a little drop down. You click on it one more time and you'll see My Custom Maps, or if you've never created a map before, it may say something different. But click on that one more time until you get to a Create link. Click on the Create link and you will be taken to a brand new map. We're going to click on this untitled map and give it a name. We're going to call it the Search for Chloe and hit Save. Now, in order to make this useful to us, we need to zoom in to a magnification level where we can actually start seeing the names of residential streets. Since the retrievers are located here in Minneapolis, the Twin Cities area, I'm going to use Minneapolis as an example. South Minneapolis in particular. All right, now we can see the street names at this level. You'll notice over here in this panel on the left, it says Untitled Layer. I'm going to explain layers in just a minute, but for now, I want you to rename that untitled layer to Sightings and hit Save. Let's add one more layer by clicking the Add Layer button, and we're going to call this layer Flyers and Signs and hit Save. Now, what layers enable you to do is to group your markers so that you can hide entire groups of markers and make the map more readable if it starts to get too cluttered. So you want to make sure you put your markers on the correct layers. So I'm going to click back here on Sightings. You can see which is the active layer, but with this little highlighting here. Click back on Sightings and let's place our first marker. The first marker you should put down is kind of a frame of reference where the dog went missing. And click on this pin icon at the top of the screen and then drop it where you last saw the dog. In this case, let's say you were having breakfast at French Meadow Cafe and you were out on the patio and Chloe bolted. Chloe is a Havanese, a little white dog, and she slipped her collar and took off. So click there where you want the point of flight and label it point of flight. Now we're going to make sure that each of our icons have a specific shape and color so we can know at a glance what we're looking at. And you can change the formatting by clicking on this paint bucket icon. We're going to make the point of flight bright red and a circle shape. Now these windows will often get to crowding your map, so I always like to click out of those. These markers here on the map correspond with the name on the panel on the left. The next marker we want to drop, since Chloe went missing at a place that was not her home, let's mark where her home is, because that's an important aspect of this search. Let's say she went missing here at 28th and Colfax. So we're going to say owner's home, or foster's home as the case may be, and hit Save. And again, format it so that it has a unique shape and color. It's going to be a circle and we'll make it black, and that will indicate the owner's home. Now when sightings start coming in, we want to mark each sighting and keep a little data on it. Again, grab the pin icon and place it where the dog was seen, and I always like to keep the label as the day and time. So Friday, she went missing at breakfast time. This first sighting was at 12 noon on the same day. It was called in by a guy named Mark. You want to keep his phone number so that you can call him back if necessary. And Mark said he saw a dog running south on Lindale. Mark isn't really up on his small dog breeds, so we're not sure this is a confirmed sighting or a possible sighting. We're going to call it possible, and we're going to format this with a special possible sighting icon. Click again on the paint bucket, go to more icons, select the question mark, hit OK, and now we've got a question mark for a possible sighting. Let's mark a confirmed sighting. Again, we grab the pinned icon and we place it where the sighting was. Let's say it was down on Lindale and Lake. And this one was same day, Friday, later on in the afternoon, 5:30 p.m. And this was called in by a gal named Susan. And her phone number. And she said almost hit crossing Lake Street but ran south. For a confirmed sighting, we want to format this as a star, and we're going to make it a cyan blue. All right, those are our basic symbols that we want to use each time we get a sighting. Now, when Chloe went missing, you spent an hour or so looking around, and when you couldn't find her, you did the smart thing and went home and you made a flyer and you started passing out flyers. We want to make sure that we indicate which blocks have been flyered so we don't do them twice. Make sure you click on your flyers and signs layer and then grab the tool called Draw a Line up here at the top, and then just click at each corner of the perimeter of the blocks that you were able to flyer. So we know we did this many blocks on the day she went missing. And you connect the last one and call it done. And let's format this with red shading so that we know that's done. You can also use this not only to mark what's been done, but also what you want to be done by volunteers and friends helping you. Again, grab the line tool. Let's say that Harry and Sally promised to flyer all afternoon, so you're going to give them a fairly wide area. And you're going to name it Harry and Sally. You're going to save it, and you're going to leave it black. Once they come back in and confirm, yes, we did all of these blocks like you asked us to, then you can use the paint icon again to get to the format menu, and you can turn it to red to indicate that yes, it has been done. There may be times that you aren't able to hand out flyers to houses. Maybe you're only able to tack some up on utility poles and that sort of thing. We usually mark these with a single line. Again, you grab the line tool, and let's say you were able to put flyers on utility poles all the way from Hennepin over to Nicollet. Click once at the start, once at the end, and then you click again at the end to terminate the line. So you can also call this done. And since it's a different type of flyer treatment, we're going to give it a different color. We're going to know that this single orange line indicates flyers on poles. So once you get a lot of sightings and flyering and intersection signs, I almost forgot those, they're very important. Let's say you put an intersection sign up at Lake and Hennepin, so you drop a pin there. We're going to call it a sign, save that, and for signs, we're going to make it a circle and dark blue. You want to make sure you mark all the intersection signs and all the utility pole signs, because you need to go back after the search and take them all down, and you want to make sure you don't miss any, so mark them on your map. Now you can see where it can start to get really busy, and that's where layers comes in handy. You can turn off all the sightings until you're just looking at flyers and signs, and vice versa. So you're just looking at sightings. Now you'll want to share your map with others that were helping with the search, and to do that you go up to the green share button, click on that. By default, Google Maps are always private when you first make them, so you want to change that to public on the web and hit save. This is the link that you want to share. Highlight it, right click, hit copy. Now it's stored in the buffer and you can paste it anywhere. You can also share it directly on Facebook if you have a Facebook account by hitting the Facebook link. You can say, please help me find Chloe, and share it on Facebook. Any place you can paste a link, you can share the map. Hit done. Now there may be times when you want to take a closer look at the terrain, and since we're only seeing street views, we need to change the base map. Go over here where it says base map, click on the drop down menu and select satellite, and now you can see the terrain. So let's say that Chloe has ended up down here in this utility area building for the park. Once the dog is starting to centralize and stay in the same location, you have an opportunity to go there and try to get her to come to you, but you don't want a lot of people converging on that spot. So at this point, you probably want to turn off the map. Go back to share, change this back to specific people, hit save, and that will make it private again. Hit done. If you are in this situation and you've gone and maybe you've actually seen the dog, but she won't come to you, the next thing to do is to put out a feeding station. Make sure you keep her in this area, verify that she's staying there, that she's eating the food, and give us a call at the Retrievers. This is a perfect situation for humane trapping, which we can help you with. We can also help you with strategy and consultation at any stage of your search if you just want some new ideas, or you need to know what to do next. Maybe you just need a little emotional support. We can definitely be a shoulder that you can lean on and help you with your search for your lost dog. You can find us on Facebook at The Retrievers. Join our group and follow our activities there. You can also read more about the Retrievers at theretrievers.org on the web. So we hope that this tutorial has been useful for you, and that it helps you get your dog home safely and quickly. And we wish you the best of luck.